Today we're going to be back to playing some 40K. We're going to have the Ork Boys against the Blood Angels. 3,000 points of our 6.5 edition 40K. We'll continue over to the Ork Army, and thanks for watching. Okay, here's our 3,000 point Ork Army, ready for some crumping. They are going to be led by a big mech in mega armor. We're also going to have a weird boy for core. We're going to have 1, 2, 3 units of 30 grots. We're going to have a unit of 30 shooter boys, a unit of 30 slugger boys. Each of those has 3 rocket launchers. We're going to have 1, 2, 3 units of mega knobs, each with a battle wagon that has a kill cannon. We're going to have another battle wagon in heavy support. We're also going to have a unit of mech guns. In heavy support, we're also going to have a looted wagon. For fast attack, we're going to have a unit of 8 bikers, and we're going to have Ham Force 1 and Ham Force 2. This one here is going to be our Daka Jet, and this one here is going to be our Blitzer Bomber. Alright, so that is 3,000 points of orcs. Lots of bodies and lots of armor. Should be a lot of fun and a lot of boys to roll over the Blood Angels. Alright, walk me through what we have for the Blood Angels.
So, first we got this tactical squad with who will have the librarian, the captain, and the chaplain joining, as well as a sanguinary priest. They got a flamer and a missile launcher. These guys have an apothecary, the heavy bolter and flamer. These guys are the same. 10 terminators with a cyclone missile launcher and heavy flamer. The devastators with 2 melta guns and 2 blast cannons. Furioso dreadnought, storm raven, 2
Land
speeders, vindicator, 2 predators, 2 rhinos, a razorback with a nice little missile launcher and flamers, and the crusader with its multi-melta. Some of the vehicles have some upgrades, but the one thing that needs to be known is that if it could take a storm bolter, it has it.
Okay. And did you mention the Storm Raven?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That is our 3,000 points of Blood Angels. Here is our city. And we will come back after deployment when we'll be all ready to go. All right, we are all deployed. There's so many orcs we can't even get them all in frame. Starting over here, we got the bikes, Slugger Boys, the looted wagon, battle wagon. That token means that there's a squad of mega knobs in there. We got unit of grots, another battle wagon with mega knobs, unit of grots. This battle wagon not only has the mega knobs, but has the big mech in mega armor. We got shooter boys over here with the the weird boy. The weird boy got Ed Banger, Power Vomit, and he's got the Frazzle, Primaris Power. We've got the empty battle wagon here. We've got the mech guns over here. Unit of grots in front of them. I paid the points for an Agus defense line, which I ended up not really needing because of the terrain we went with today, but that is the orcs all deployed. Of course, the flyers, Ham Force 1 and Ham Force 2, are going to be held in reserve. Over here on the Blood Angel side, we have Predator, Vindicator, we have a Razorback full of a tactical squad. We have a Crusader full of a tactical squad with some characters. We've got another Rhino with a tactical squad, another Predator, and a Razorback. The Devastator squad is splitting into combat squads. So the 5 guys with bolters are back there, and the heavy weapons are inside. Coming in reserve for the Blood Angels are the 2 land speeders, the Storm Raven, and the Storm Raven is bringing the Furioso Dreadnought. So our objectives, we have objective number 1, objective... All right, end of Orc turn 1, and we are advancing. The Orcs are moving along. The Orcs scored 1.4 controlling objective 2, which is held by these grots. And then we also got supremacy because we hold more objectives than the Blood Angels right now, because we are also in control of objective number 5, thanks to the other units of grots and the Megadobs. Though we only got 1 off of that D3. So right now it is in favor of the Orcs, 2 points to 0, and it's going to go over to the Blood Angels. The Orcs did a lot of shooting, dropped some templates on some things, but they either scattered off or the Orcs could not get through the armor because unfortunately kill cannons do not have very long range. But the bikes turbo boosted up there, so we are going to force the issue on the Blood Angels over there. And we've got plenty of bodies, hopefully to soak up whatever kind of shots they send our way. All right, so off to Blood Angels turn 1. End of Blood Angel turn 1, and this is where we are at. We have a bunch of shots killed 2 bikes up here, but the bikes passed their morale test. The Devastator squad jumped up into the building and killed a couple of these boys, but nothing really to worry about there. Let's see. Some shots bounced off the looted wagon. Nothing happened to this battle wagon. The Crusader took a wound off one of these Meganobs over here. The Vindicator and that Rhino over there shot at these grots, killed about 15 of them. They're broken and falling back. And the Predator took a hull point off of the battle wagon over here. So the Blood Angels did not capture any points for that turn, but they are starting to show the Orcs what they're made of. The Orcs are still ahead, 2-0 as we go into turn 2. We'll see you guys after the end of Orcs turn 2. Okay, here we are at the end of Orc turn 2. The grots over here rallied. These boys moved towards the objective, couldn't quite get there. This battle wagon took a hull point off that Rhino over there. This battle wagon over here and the looted wagon took 2 hull points off that Razorback. The bikes killed 2 guys from that squad up there, and this battle wagon back here took out a couple Marines off of that squad hanging up there on the crates. We did not score any points this round, but the Orcs are still leading 2 points to 0. Nobody has gotten first blood yet, so that's still up for grabs as we go into Blood Angels turn 2. All right, we'll see you guys on the other side of that. Okay, before we get into Blood Angels turn 2, we're just going to back up to the Orcs for a second. The Orcs did not get any of their reserves in that turn, so the War Pigs are still waiting to come in. But going into Blood Angels turn 2, it was pretty brutal for the Orcs. The Storm Raven came in and dropped a Furioso Dreadnought right in front of this squad of boys. Between the Heavy Flamer on the Razorback and the Heavy Flamer on the Dreadnought, most of that mob of boys was wiped out, though they did pass their morale test. The Devastators took out the looted wagon and wrecked that. The Storm Raven bounced some shots off of this battle wagon. Did it lose this whole point this turn, or was that last turn?
I think he lost it this.
It was this turn.
Yeah,
it was the Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Predator took a whole point off of him. Over here, this squad with the Reclusiarch, the Captain, and the Librarian got out of the Land Raider. All of them and the Land Raider pumped a whole lot of shots into that unit of Mega Knobs and took out 3 of them, but they passed their morale test. Over here, the Terminators came in and hit this squad with a heavy flamer, a cyclone missile launcher, and a whole lot of Stormbolter shots, and reduced that squad down to just a few boys, the Knob and the Weird Boy. But they did pass the morale test thanks to the boss pole. Oh, the other thing on the Orcs' turn is these Grots rallied. That was the other thing I forgot about. So we got lucky here because a Demolisher cannon shot from the Vindicator was about to hit those boys with the Mega Knob, but it scattered way off. So that is where it is at the end of Blood Angels turn 2. They scored 1 victory point for First Blood because they took out the looted wagon, and they scored another victory point because they are in control of objective number 1. So we are now tied at 2-2 going into turn 3. So we will see you guys on the other side of Orcs turn 3. Oh, quick catch up to you guys. In Blood Angels turn 2, this squad of Grots that was hiding up here on the objective from the explosion from the looted wagon, they lost 14. Is that correct? Yeah, 14, and they failed their morale test and they are fleeing. So that's where they went at the end of the Blood Angels turn. All right, over to the Orcs for turn 3. We are at the end of Orcs turn 3, and the boys are back in town. So we had our one Ham Force 2 came in, and he tried to drop his boom bomb on the Terminators there, but he totally missed. He then fired some shots off at the Storm Raven and whiffed, but he's on the table, so he means to do some business. We had the Weird Boy did manage to use his, what is that called? Power Vomit, and he killed the Terminator with that, which was kind of fun. Though they rolled invulnerable saves like beasts, so there should be a lot more of them dead, but there aren't. The Grots here, I just wanted to try and throw as many attacks as I could into those Terminators. The Grots assaulted and pulled one Terminator down. The Weird Boy was with them. The Terminators pretty much killed almost all the Grots and broke them, so they are fleeing. The Terminators consolidated towards that objective over there. The remnants of this unit of boys assaulted that Rhino and blew it up, and then the squad that was inside emergency disembarked into the building over here. The battle wagon, all the way back over here, managed to score take a whole point off that Predator, and also gave it a crew stunned. Over here towards the middle, both of these squads of Mega Knobs assaulted that command squad that was there. Oh, not a command squad. It was a tactical squad with 3 characters in it. A chaplain, a librarian, and a captain. And they wiped them all out. I lost 1 Mega Knob, and 1 Mega Knob took a wound in return. So I think that was totally worth it. And then over here, the Mega Knobs over here managed to kill 2 Devastators up in the building when they got out. And this squad of boys, there were only about 5 of them left with the Knob, assaulted that Dreadnought. The Dreadnought killed everybody and did 1 wound to the Knob. And the Knob completely whiffed his attacks in return. So that Knob's probably going to die next turn. And then back here behind the Storm Raven, the bikes came around the back and wrecked the back armor of that other Predator with their Daka guns. So the Orcs managed to score a point for Slay the Warlord. We scored a point for a card we had to take out an enemy Psyker. and we scored 2 points for a card we had for assassinate enemy characters. So the Orks are sitting good at 6 points, taking the lead. It is 6 points to 2 in favor of the boys. We're going to go over to the Blood Angels turn 3 and see what they can respond with. But right now, it is still anybody's game. Those units of Mega Knobs in the middle of the table look scary, but the Blood Angels can certainly throw a lot of shots their way. They've got all the pieces they need to do it. So we'll see you guys after Blood Angels turn 3. Okay, here at the end of Blood Angels turn 3, the Angels are coming back with a vengeance. They did get their land speeders in. The land speeders came in and exploded that battle wagon that was sitting right there. Luckily for the Grots, the explosion didn't clip anybody. These Marines down here that got disembarked into the building shot and killed that mob of boys over there. A whole lot of shots from the Vindicator and the Crusader reduced that squad of Mega Knobs down to just the Big Mech and one Knob. This squad over here shrugged off all the bolter fire from those guys and the Rhino. The Rhino. The Razorback over here killed, he killed 2 bikers?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but they passed their morale test. Over here, the Dreadnought managed to kill that Knob. And the Devastators were still a little shaken from their ordeal last time, so they didn't do anything to that battle wagon. The Storm Raven managed to wreck the Ham Force 2, so he crashed and burned and landed right there. And the Blood Angels had 2 cards for holding objective number 3 and 1 card for holding objective number 6. So they're now up to 5 points. The Orcs still have a slim lead with 6 points to 5. A 1-point lead going into turn 4. So we'll see what the boys have up their sleeves in turn 4. All right, see you guys then. Okay, the Orcs are striking back on turn 4. This was a devastating turn for the Blood Angels as far as losing vehicles. All right, so first things first for the Orcs. It is turn 4, so Ham Force 1 came in. He knocked a single hull point off of the Storm Raven, so he didn't really do much. In the rest of the Orky world, we were doing pretty good. These Mega Knobs here assaulted and destroyed that Furioso Dreadnought. They did lose 2 Mega Knobs in the process, so that was kind of harsh. These Mega Knobs here assaulted the Marines that were on top of that objective and ran them off. The the bikers, they took out the what was that? That was a Razorback that was sitting there. The battle wagons drifted their shots off of that squad that was on top of Objective 4, and they took out that Rhino that was sitting there. Over here, the last Mega Knob in that squad and the Big Mech assaulted the Land Raider. They destroyed one of the Hurricane Bolters and took 2 hull points off of it. Over here, the mech guns, they got a nice side shot on that Predator that used to be over there, and they took his last 2 hull points off. So all in all, a very good turn for the Orcs. We scored a point for taking objective 4, and we scored a point for destroying a unit in the shooting phase, which was initially accomplished by the Grots here, because that was one of the first shots we took. So that is where we're standing. The Orcs are in the lead with 8 points to 5, but the Blood Angels do have some opportunities to take it back as we go into Blood Angels turn 4. All right, end of Blood Angels turn 2, and the Blood Angels came out swinging. The Vindicator over here got a direct hit on the freshly rallied Grots and the Weird Boy wiped out the entire squad and instant killed the Weird Boy. The Storm Raven and the Crusader both unloaded all their shots into the Mega Knob and the Big Mech, who was our Warlord. They got Slay the Warlord for that. These land speeders took a whole point off of this battle wagon. And over there, those 3 Marines up in the tower and the Marines on the ground, they all shot at the bikers. They killed one biker, and then the Knob killed another biker to restore order because of his boss pole to keep them on the board. But the Blood Angels have taken the lead now because they got 1 victory point for Slay the Warlord. They picked up 3 for assassinating characters, and another one, 2 for Kingslayer. So they now have a score of 11 to the Orks 8. So the Blood Angels are in the lead going into turn 5. So we will see what the Orks can come up with in turn 5. Okay, end of Orcs turn 5, and we are doing our best to come back on this one. The Mega Knobs shot up the Devastators, killed one, but he made his morale test. The Bikes, they managed to kill one guy from that squad over there. What else happened? Oh, the Cannons managed to take out that Vindicator over there and got a lucky 6 for their armor penetration roll. So the Orcs scored 1 point for overwhelming firepower, and we had ascendancy, so we scored another 3 points off of that. So because we have objectives number 2, 5, and 4. So that takes the Orcs up to 12 points in a slight lead over the Blood Angels, who have 11. The Blood Angels have 1 turn to try and take the lead because this game will be ending on turn 5. So we will go over to the Blood Angels turn 5 and see if they can snatch it. Okay, we're back after the end of Blood Angels turn 5. Mark that on our turn counter. The Blood Angels did manage to secure the win there. They scored 1 point for hold the line because they have 1, 2, 3 units in their deployment zone, and they took out the bikers, wiping all enemies out of their deployment zone, and they managed to draw the card to secure objective 3. So they scored another point for that. So they take the lead with that one. It is 13 to 12. That is going to be a Blood Angel victory, a well-fought victory. Not a lot left on the table for either side, besides that massive unit of Terminators up there. But it was definitely a fun game. Anything you want to add?
And not really. There weren't any particular standout units this time around. Everybody seemed to do what they were supposed to do.
That's kind of the norm for Marines, though. Everybody just kind of does their job. For me, I would definitely think the Mega Knobs were the standout units.
Yeah, they were beasts.
Yeah, they were pretty awesome, especially in Mega Knobs rolling along in battle wagons. Maybe it's worth it to make them open topped, and then they can assault out of them next time. All right, so there we go. We have a Blood Angels victory over the Orcs, but it won't be long. The boys will be back for some revenge. All right, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you guys again probably for some fantasy next time. Thanks a lot.